From 14 to 21, talk about Abraham and kick Hagar and his son, his and her son, out of the tribe, and he gave them some water and a cake or something, right? And leave them just feel free, do whatever and a survive game. And Hagar run out of water and so sad they get lost, right? So she's crying and this time God just told her, okay, just I will protect you. So he showed her water. There is a whale, so showed her water, and the kids is grown up in the field, and became an archery. So also he got married get a wife from Egypt. That's all the phrase. So talk about this story. I noticed firstly, it's right after what Sarah told Abram. No, you need to do this, right? And Abram just do it immediately, the next day morning. So he even didn't hesitate. He didn't just argue with Sarah or find any other, maybe someone protect the lady, or because that time slave is very, very low. Even she gave a birth to a child, but as soon as Isaac take the position, the kids, Ishmael, his title is slave again, because there's only one male allowed in the whole family is a chief, is a princess. The rest, brothers, stepbrothers, they are slaves. They can be slaves. So at this moment, I think Abraham just switched the mode to, okay, I have a son, I have an offspring, and as a slave, well, since we have more than 10 years together, and I'm the one with more like a little bit of humanity, right? So I give you water, give you some cake, and he put it on Hagar's shoulder. You see this small movement, the detail. You can he gave them water and the cake, right? Or he just tossed the water and the cake in front of her. No, he put on her shoulder. So that's kind of shows, actually he has some kind of soft spots. He has some soft spots. That's his character. You make his character more like a multi-angle. You can describe what Abraham is a character. Then it's interesting. Hagar, when she was a slave, when she just pregnant, right? She can run all the way. I'm talking about she run away from the house. And she can run away towards Egypt until she met the messenger. But this time, interestingly, she lost. She lost in the field. I think probably that's the strange environment they lived, because remember Abraham moved to a new place, right? Even he moved south, but he moved to a new place. So Hagar get lost. Also, another thing is, it is possible because Hagar give a birth, right? And that 10 years, Hagar's child Ishmael was in I would say, the offspring in prince position, something. So she's a little bit lack of a practice. She's a little bit lazy. I think that's her mind is not in. It's not in a readiness state, So I always say, stay alert, stay alive. But not many people will keep doing this. You just get lazy, get laid down, and you lost alert, and you know what? You get a stab, you get like a panic from something happen. So stay alert, stay alive. That's the point. We talk about the rest next video. So when Hagar and the kids run out of water, right? And Hagar feel frustrated because in the desert, water is everything. So you cannot have water. You know, after a couple of days, 2-3 days, you're just done. You die. But without food, you can eat a grass, eat something else. You can survive like 7 or even longer. So within 7 days, you will have more opportunity to find food. So Hagar feels scared because of the desert. 2-3 days, you don't walk that far. You know? So Hagar put the kids under the tree or somewhere, right? And she walk away from the kids. In the book talk about 1 arrow distance. So we think about like what's the distance per arrow? It's about 100 meters. Let's say like about, not say like a definite. It's about 90. I think it's 90 to 100, depend on the steps, the measurement. But it's about this distance. And why she want to walk that far to start to cry? Because when you cry, right? You cry, you cry loud. You're not sobbing. You cry loud. So the voice, the Fimbi, it's about like 120, around 120, maybe a little low, maybe a little high, and the voice can be heard 50 meters away. You know, even the kids, they have a good sense of hearing, so they can hear even like a long distance. Hagar doesn't want her son to hear crying. Why? Because she doesn't want the kids learn to be soft, to cry, to be negative. She wants the kids, those bad influences, those cry, those kind of sad things, away from kids. So that's, I think it is like an old-time education. They want the kids to be strong. Then she cries, then she pray, right? And I think it's very interesting, like people like start to understand the divine or the faith from different aspect. I remember a story called a story just like 2 people in a deep shit hole, okay, and they try to dig the hole deeper or something, find a way, go up. They both ask God help, and there is like a tree. Then the thunder hit the tree just fall to the deep hole. Then one guy just hate it. Oh shit, there is no hope, I can't find a way to get to the tree or something. Then just crying, sobering, and eventually just rotten with the tree. And another one just start to like cut the tree, made a ladder, and then go up to the surface. So different people, they will treat the outside, treat the same action differently. One negatively, one positively, and one gives thanks, one doesn't. So it's up to you to deal with this. But think about all your action, like Hagar. Even she, in that kind of situation, she still think about her action. Walk far, doesn't want to affect the kids in the long run, right? Make the kids become weaker. So that's a parent's education. Now I'm talking about that part. The parents, how to educate the kids. She put the kids far away. So when you try to argue, when you try to talk some kind of interesting things, stay away from kids. Yeah, stay away from them. Yeah, don't just let those things poison them. Yeah. So let's keep going about Hagar and her son. Hagar moved about 90 meters away, and she start to sob. And at this moment, she didn't ask for, oh, God help me, or because what? Because I highly doubt it. She has strong faith of a God, of the Jewish God. Also, the God she worshipped, probably she may secret worship or she already forgot. So she's in a la-la land. Her relationship between the God, it's only like one word, the messenger, in the interact with the messenger, right? And the promise. So that's it. Doesn't have much like truly interact with it. So at this moment, she's from parents, from a human. I don't want to see the kids die. I don't want to see the kids die. So because what? Because the kids, as a human, as a mother, you don't want to see your kids die in front of you. And as a kids, maybe 8 years, 10 years, something, they could die fast than us. As a male, as an adult, we may suffer a little longer. So, that's the best ways. I'm not see you die and stay away from. That's the best things. That's the best thing she can do. But God didn't respond to her actually. God responds to the child. Why? Because the child was there, like saw mom left and weak. So what child does? A child was crying or try to ask for help, right? Where's mom? So, will the child pray? Not necessarily, because he is educated under his mom. So it's not 100% with. He will call for the Jewish God. May call for the name, but probably it's just mumbling. But at least the child is talking something. So God came down, right? Because doesn't matter what this kid has, some of Abraham's blood gene. So doesn't matter what the child was registered under the messenger, under their blessing system. So I'm not giving up this because it's a contract. So the God came down and told the mom, because God cannot tell the kids, or the kids is too young to handle this. So God told the mother, say, okay, hey, don't worry, everything's fine, and hold the kids, and I will keep blessing you. Also, right here, I noticed the capability of God. It matches with previous, a lot of mysterious things about the Stone Age stories. Remember the Pumapunga and pyramid, those kind of Christmas Island, those kind of big stone structure, right? I think like a God, or heavens, those they have a capability to move the soil, to change the terrain. Why? The God make Hagar. She saw a whale. It's interesting. Firstly, how could she not seeing a whale just around her, right? And made her eye bright. I don't know how dim her eye is, but usually in the desert, I went to desert, have the experience, you can smell the water. And far you may see the reflection of the water. So it's a big difference. I think, okay, it could be some kind of river under the ground, something, and the willing power will change the terrain, make the river appear something very easy. Also, I think the environment should have some kind of underground river, because there is a tree. Remember, there is a tree, and right there. So she put the kids under the tree. So there is some kind of water, right? And the small tree, it's not a huge tree, so it gotta be like the water from the ground is not that far. Otherwise, a small tree won't have that long root here. So I think God can use terrain very easily, very well. So God let her saw the well. So as long as they have water, they can survive. So the long story is, after that, God with the boy growing up, because just just the lady and Hagar and the boy, it's not enough. Yeah, he needs more like education or some kind of protection. So it's kind of personal mentor for the boy, and he became an archer, right? He became an archer. That means it's easy for him to hunting to survive, and he married. He married with what? Egyptian. That's another story, because what? Because his gene back to Egypt. His gene mixed with Egypt again. So does God really care about that part? He made it like Ishmael, mixed gene with Egypt, with another God's product, right? And eventually they became Palestine, became some people against the Jewish. Does it really matters to God? I don't think so. I think God changed his strategy from gene, from bloodline to the soul. But as a testing sample, to keep the test original, like approaching points, I think God keeps certain branch of a Jewish. You remember in the later of the Bible, finally say, okay, there is some Jewish branch, Jewish tribes are still keep, right? So that's God want to keep the sample comparison. Then by the end, it's globally, so it doesn't matter you are Egyptian, you are Indian, you are Palestinian, you are Asian, you are whatever, you're from Mars. It's just your soul is most important. That's the biggest secret. After thousands, tens of thousands years, heavens they've been observed Earth. They've been observed us as a sample. They extracted all the behavior. They finally found our soul actually is the unique product, and it make change, make a big change. That's how I found. After that, at the same time, Bible is not talking about Hagar anymore, because she and her son just grow on their own way, right? And the meantime, what Abraham did, well, he doesn't care about that part. Only thing he cared about is what? The relationship between him and the king, because he's a chieftain, he's a team leader. So he need a response for all his people's life and death, those development. So he made it's called the treaty at the Bishpa. The reason is I think one of servant of the king, the local king, right? Basically forcefully took over a well from Abraham. Ancient time, that time in that location, water is very important, and the people live around the well, live somewhere has the water resources. So they got an argument, and maybe after that, start to gossip, start to some question about the motivation, question about the king maybe behind it, because the servant always use, I'm the king's, under the king's order. It happens a lot. That's even right now. So when it told us we need to verify the information, either from the document, even document could be faked, right? But we need to verify, and all the chains has to be clear. Then the king just said, I don't know at all until now you told me. So it's possible. It's a lot of bureaucratically, the structure, it caused the information and the order, everything delay. Also intentional delay or just time delay. It happens. Then the king, I don't think he's a very powerful at this moment. Or he's very kind. He doesn't want a conflict between him and Abraham, because he said, I will treat your people and nice, and you treat my people and the offspring nice, right? So they want it just peaceful, you stay here for a while, you leave, and in future we still have a good rapport. That's I think the kings want. That time they don't have that strong territory, or you're gonna take over my throne, something. I don't think so. I think there is a very clearly people know who is the king, who is the master. So at that time, so Abraham got the they swear, they vow, they have like 7 female sheep, and Abraham put the 7 sheep beside, and I don't know deep meaning of why put the 7 sheep beside. I think one of the reasons is to prevent or to try to make sure those 7 sheep are not pregnant, because I think it's in the ancient time, if you have a pregnant sheep, pregnant women, whatever, the kids will belong to the whoever gives. So in order for Abraham and the king to make sure everything is clear, we don't have any continuous argument between the property, wealth, or the belonging, those kind of things. So they set the line very clear. That's what I thought about the shareholding parts. So you kind of like, you can have a mixed, like a shareholding, mixed trust, or like you have like when you have the share, you have the decision parts, you have the property, the investment parts. So try to make the document very clear. So before you sign everything, before you do everything, make sure you eliminate all the possibility of argument, future argument. So it's the treaty at Bishbar is very important. It taught us a thought, a way of thinking, Yeah. Then in here, the king, like Abimelech, right? Abimelech and his Commander Phicol, they just went back to where they are. So it's probably near the borderline. Near the borderline, it's very possible the command, the order, because of the distance, because the people, when people give the word, or give some kind of order or some kind of instructions, it may cause the confuse, or one word missing or couple of words missing will have the cause a big difference. So the king and his commander leave, and I think if the treaty not happen, probably they will say, okay, let's fight, let's have a war. So anyway, king and his commander went back, and nothing happened, and Abraham just put a willow tree that place, and he prayed for Jesus, pray for Jehovah's name, and live for a while. Why he play a willow tree? A willow tree requires a lot of water, so that means the location is a very good location. So it's a must fight for the tribe to survive. So that's very important. That's just I believe that things probably in the document somewhere. So when people write the Bible, or when God mentioned about it in the Bible, I think it can be verified. Also, it just tell us what's the important things to make treaty. That's what I understand. Yeah, some friends sent me the message, told me I'm getting like a faster, and seemingly it's not that when I explain the sentence, the chapter, it's not that kind of in detailized. I think yes, I did. I'm intend to doing so. The reason is it's kind of like a elementary school, right? Elementary school, teacher teach you how to write, how to spell, and one by one, and gradually, when you middle school, you start to learn question. Then high school, maybe teacher just give you a concept, give you a formula, right? You start to play with it. Then college, you need to think, you need to have your own thoughts, even it is not systematized, not that complete, but you need to form something, some like a, 3 piggy, like a straw house, wood house, brick house. You start to build your house. Then when you go to graduate school, you start to like really learn the good structure for your situation, budget, all the like terrain, whether you build your own house. So when you get your PhD, basically you know your house should be. So I think the same thing, the explanation of the Bible commentary. I believe, firstly, everyone should grow. Let's grow up together. That's what I believe. Second thing is, I highly recommend that people listen from the very far beginning all the way to the beginning. That's how I always suggest everything. Doing a statement analysis, or you have a question, you have issue, something, back to very, very, very far of the beginning, the statement or the issue kind of like starts. So that will help a lot. So if try to understand the method or try to follow, catch the current, I believe back to the beginning, listen couple of the first. Otherwise, yeah, even you feel like you jump in the middle, you feel, oh, wow, it sounds like a awful, then just you leave because you didn't get it. Or you say, oh, it sounds like awesome. Then eventually listen after 1-2 chapters, not even chapters, after a couple videos, you feel, it sounds like a weird, sounds like it's not meet my logic or something. You just give away, right? So I'm a very patient person. I believe like back to the beginning, go detailize analysis. Then you know what? It's kind of like a elementary school to middle school to high school to college. Then gradually, when you be a master, be a doctor, you can have your own commentary. Because what? Because this time the seed is growing in you, and who is give the sunlight? Who is given nutrition, water, everything to the seed? I think it's the Spirit, the Holy Spirit will give you those kind of things to help you to grow. Because I believe you seek, you shall get it, and highly believe that. I thought I seeked for so many years. I don't remember, but yeah, with painful, with joyful, but today I give you my philosophy. I expecting someday I can hear from you, John philosophy, some Jen philosophy, or Samantha philosophy. It's up to you. You what's your name? But the point is, unless you firstly you learn how to make the fire, right? Secondly, unless you can set the fire inside of you, you can walk in the darkness, disregard the outside rain, wind, because you are the torque. You will not afraid change. Otherwise, doesn't matter. I gave you a spotlight, a shining big light. It will just run out of power. It will go someday. Yeah. So that's my answer to people ask me those questions, and I believe like the Bishba Treaty of the Bishba, it is like the way of growing for what? For Abraham, for everybody. When Abraham used the 7 female sheep, put aside to make the tree, is one is the 7 sheep means like what? Means the sheep, I think Hebrew at that time means treaty. But also another thing is, it's before you make a tree, you clearly make sure those sheep has not pregnant, right? So there was no further dispute, argument between them, so make things clear. Also, he put the willow tree right there. Willow tree requires a lot of water, a lot of alive water. So let's give thanks to God. Also, he tell his descendants, this place is a good water resource, has underground good water resource. Just keep this place. Yeah, passed to generation. So a lot of meaningful things. We need to read deep. We need to analyze deep, clear. Yeah, it help us. Again, I have my method of analysis, and one is we go deep, go detailize, and it's called the 3-dimension. I'd rather say 4-dimension. Basically, you go horizontal, vertical, the timeline, horizontal, the pairs. Also, another thing is what is you put switch shoes, put yourself in that situation to see it, by whether it's a common sense, whether it's logic, whether it is sequential, right? That's the one criteria for us to analyze. But it's just very humanly. We need to go beyond, higher, beyond. So just, it's called bird of view, which means like you realize there is heaven involved, there is a fallen angel involved, there is earth, the battle involved. Also, just don't forget there is a very small portion, human soul, universe has something to do it, but universe is really, really in a shady status. I still don't know yet, but at least you have to remember your soul is the unique product of the universe. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna go chapter 22 after this.